Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Phi Mu Alpha League Championship Series. My name is Eric Fleeing Panda Montgomery, and I will be your host for tonight's semifinal match between Hidden Valley Gaming and We Are a Rhino. In their quarterfinal match, War played a back-and-forth series with Gerg 5 and ultimately prevailed in the third and final match. Utilizing a team comp that employed 3 tanks and 2 mobile carries, War was able to dictate the pace of the game, putting huge pressure on map objectives and forcing G5 to react. This sort of map pressure is surely something that War will want to carry over into tonight's match, and something to keep an eye on is going to be that matchup in the jungle between Guy Fieri and Urion, 2 players who know each other very well. With arguably the stronger of the 2 side lanes, War will be looking to take advantage of these matchups in order to win these games. In addition, the shot calling of Violet Sociocat is going to be a huge key for War's path to victory, as she is the only player in tonight's match that has won a championship previously, back in Season 1 with Comeback Kids. And this sort of experience under pressure should give War an advantage. Over for Hidden Valley Gaming, though, they can take comfort in the fact that they are the only team that has already beaten War earlier in the season, back in Week 4. That was a 2-0 victory, and again, they were the only ones to do so. But so much has changed since then, and HVG is going to need a repeat performance from that earlier match in order to advance to the finals. In their last match of the season, HVG was able to tie Pooh, and this was largely because Super Hoagie played hyper carry ADCs and was able to stay alive in team fights. With that in mind, though, Super Hoagie missed the Week 4 match with War, so it's going to be fascinating to see how this bot lane matchup plays out. With a spot in the final on the line, both teams are going to feel the pressure to perform and reach the goal of a championship. Alright, well, joining me for tonight's cast is Rich Jirachi Matties and Michael Oprick Opie. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, hello.
Well, this is going to be a good one tonight. What are your guys' expectations?
I think a lot of the games are just going to come down to pick ban. Because I think the teams that have moved on have tended to have the stronger draft overall, and so I mean we'll see how pick and ban goes.
I actually think the exact opposite. I think both of these teams have displayed being that they can win games even with subpar pick bans. So it is really going to be just how these teams play out their comps. It's going to be super close. Like I wrote a little article about semifinal previews. I had to make a prediction, but really I don't want to make one. This is going to be a super close series either way.
Alright, we had a little complaint from chat that Opie's quiet. I don't know. Turn the same up on both of them. Interesting. I don't know what's going on there. Talk louder, you guys.
I
Will do.
Alright,
Alright, not that loud.
not that loud. Anyways, we're ready for pick bans. We're gonna see when we're gonna get started here. But yeah, I think Hoagie and Frank can't see chats, just so you all know. Stream is we are ready to go. We are waiting for them to start. So yeah, this game I think is going to be a pretty back and forth match. I think it heavily depends for HVG on if Super Hoagie can stay alive. When he is able to be relevant in team fights, he does so much damage. But when he gets deleted early because of poor positioning, it just goes so poorly for HVG, and they're going to get steamrolled if that happens. So, yeah, that's my expectation.
As long as Hoagie can stay relevant in the game, I think a big problem, like you said, was positioning. And if there's positioning problems early, then it just puts Hoagie behind. And we've seen Hoagie have trouble playing from behind, but we've seen points where you put him on a Jinx or one of those hyper carries and is able to just take over with damage in those fights.
Yeah. Anyways, we are starting our pick bans. They're coming fast and furious for you. First off, we have Morgana banned by HVG, followed by Bard, Corky, and then Leona. Bit interesting. The Bard ban definitely targeting Sal, who has changed his name to Duck Milky Way
God damn it.
Oh God.
No, I hate it. I'm sorry, Sal. Sal, I love you. Allergic to milk, but I hate it.
We should actually
At
put
least there's still milk in the name, though.
Actually, that's true. Okay, we'll just call him Milk.
So
yeah. I'd rather say duck. But anyways, Atrox Bandway, that's from Juice Me Daddy. Definitely a very
Aatrox.
proficient. Yeah, Atrox. Whatever.
An Aatrox.
And then Leona also banned from Sal. That's interesting, going double ban so far on the support, and then 2 bans in the mid lane away from Violet Sociocat. That Corki and the Morgana. I know Corki was a huge problem for G5, just so mobile and very hard to get on top of.
Yeah,
been a huge problem for many teams. Yeah.
Sej ban coming out last. We did talk to War beforehand. They said that they anticipated that Sejuani would be a contested ban just throughout the entire series. Both junglers are very proficient at that champion. She is a very strong jungler right now, but the Taric is going to be the first pick. Not exactly a playmaker for Sal, but definitely one he can still provide a lot of CC and protection on.
Yeah, that Taric's actually, I think, a pick away from Zorpox, who played
that too, yeah.
Some very good Taric games previously. I know Taric's been he played it versus G5, and it was very effective there. We're going to see Alistair Tristana first picked by War, so that's Tristana for Fudgy Ditters and Alistair as well for Zorpox. If I'm not mistaken, the last time they played Alistair, War ended up losing that game to G5, so it'll be a little interesting to see if the Alistair picks works out a little bit better this time.
Yeah, I mean, Tristana Alistar is super strong going into any other tanky champions just because of the lockup that Alistar can have. And, I mean, Tristana can keep herself pretty safe early. So that's always a super strong lane for them.
Yeah, not a lane they're going to be aiming, that's going to exactly aim to dominate, but some more picks coming through. Frank's Panic at the top has going to get his Vel'Koz, the champion he's well known for, and Super Hoagie is going to pick up Varus, a utility AD carry, provides plenty of crowd control with the hail of arrows on his E that's slow, and of course the Chain of Corruption. So not quite an Ashe, which we've seen him play before, but still on a utility champion. And the Skarner ban comes through.
And no Skarner for Urion. Definitely something that Eric was talking about earlier today, about possibly seeing Ari's taken away from Violet Sociocat. That's another mobile mid laner that Violet Sociocat is very good with. And then Warwick banned away. Definitely going after Urion's champ pool at this point. And then we're going to see the Kale ban.
Huh. So Quadra ban in the end going to Violet Sociocat.
You know, she definitely is one of the stronger players on the team, and I could see trying to find something that you could put her on that's not going to be as strong. You know, might be the way to go. The problem is that they left a Cho'Gath up. And I could very easily see her just picking Cho'Gath and say, deal with it.
Yeah, I think they're banking on the lack of Cho'Gath, but it will be the Orianna for her, and that's going to be her answer into the Vel'Koz.
Orianna, very strong pick as well. A lot of utility, a lot of CC into that kit. With the shields, you could put the ball onto Zac and just have ball delivery system, or the Alistair.
Yeah, Alistair, the classic one. That is a strong teamfight comp and so much peel and CC to set up that Tristana. This comp is going to be all about the shockwaves and the Fudgy Ditters dealing teamfight damage, which has been a strong suit this season, just popping off in teamfights.
We're going to see the Kayn for Urion in the jungle. This is going to be a very spicy jungler pick right there. A lot of different ways you can gank with that.
We're seeing on HVG side kind of the opposite of War. We're seeing a lot of poke heavy, or I guess with Kayn there, assassin the champs, and then a Shen comes in to sort of round that out. So, you know, you get a dive from the Kayn, and Shen can go in and try and shield up and get to help dive that backline.
Very much a protect the Vel'Koz comp with the Kayn just running distraction.
Yeah, protect the Vel'Koz, protect the Varus.
And the Galio top gonna come in, huh?
This Galio was super strong in the G5 game. Caleb was able to do a lot of good stuff with the Galio, so I'm I'm looking forward to seeing it tonight. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the game now. We changed it to 30. Actually, I think it's 45 in the rules.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh. I vaguely remember that it was 30. Okay.
Meh. Whatevs. We all still good. Anyways. So. He PM'd me. Okay, whatever. Yep, so we're getting into the game now. Let's close this. Bring that up. Put this back. Alright, well, while I'm setting up things, why don't you guys discuss this jungle matchup? Zach versus Kane.
You asked the exact wrong people to discuss a jungle matchup because we're both ADC mains.
Hey, you still can have thoughts on that.
The exact wrong people.
Well, and I mean, I think the biggest thing when it comes to the jungle matchups is you're gonna see Elliot on the Kane wanting to try and have a huge early advantage and trying to get those ganks off. I mean, I would think there would be a lot of pressure trying to go into the mid lane on Ali, just with Vel'Koz hopefully being able to poke out a lot. One gank and just enough damage can swing the lane, so Vel'Koz can just be super oppressive with all of the damage that he can pump out early. But on the side of War, you've got Zach, and their team just in general is all about, grouping up and getting those big engages. So, and that's realistically what War is known for. They, will get like a 5-man bot lane, early on in the game, and then just roam as, a giant death ball from there with all 5 of their team. And with Galio, Zach, Alistar, and, an Orianna on top of that, that's super strong. Just, ball comp, just roll over their team. So we'll see which one can get to off rolling first.
All right. Well, we did a little bit of talking earlier with one of the junglers for the jungler for War, Guy Fieri.
The jungler for Guy Fieri?
The jungler for War, Guy Fieri. That's what I said. Open your ears.
I did open my ears.
Anyways, what he's thinking is that he feels very comfortable knowing what Elliot's probably going to be doing. They play a lot together when they're not playing for their respective teams. So depending on the style, tracking Elliot is going to be key. This time he's playing more of an assassin champion, so he's definitely going to be expecting some kind of gank in one of the lanes pre-6, and that's probably going to be one of the important things to watch, is to seeing which one, Kane or Zach, is able to pull off a successful gank first.
Yeah, I mean, both of those junglers have potential for stronger early ganks, just because Zax can jump in from so far away, land the knockup. Kane's just going to have all the damage. And then, I mean, Kane's just going to be looking to get that early transformation and just try and keep Vel'Koz rolling, because you keep the Vel'Koz safe, get the couple items there. And I don't think the Tristana and the Orianna will have a chance if they get touched by anything at that point. Not to mention you have a Varus who's going to be hopefully will be poking pretty well in the backline, just staying out of range of Zach, Galio, and Alistar. I'm interested to see what kind of build Hoagie decides to do, just because I feel like Hoagie is a very I'm going to stay back and kind of stay protected. So more lethality penetration build might be better, but we'll see how they decide to play that.
Yeah, I expected Hoagie to go more of a hyper carry ADC. I know I was talking to him earlier today, and he was saying that one of the things that to look for was play a hyper carry, knows Fudgy can be aggressive, because they're going to try and find a way to put them on the back foot early. So it was a little interesting to see him go with a safer Varus and not as much of a hyper. Maybe he wanted the Tristana, and the Tristana just got picked away.
Yeah, although I don't think we've seen Hoagie play Tristana this season. It also doesn't strike me as a champ that he would play. I think he's definitely favored more like the Jinx or the Twitch. And also, I haven't seen much of Varus from him, but I think this pick suits the comp really well. It sets up the Vel'Koz and the Kayn very nicely to just burst the backline completely. And once you take out either the Orianna or the Tristana, especially if they take out the Tristana, that is so much damage gone with this triple tank comp on the side of War. So I mean I like this pick, and it allows, and the Varus, the Chain of Corruption allows him to spread the CC not just to the front line, but it's some nice zoning for the back line as well. If he had gone like an Ashe, the arrow would only stun up like a tank or something, assuming the carry is positioned well. So yeah, I really like this pick, and he's definitely playing for the team.
The ult can definitely cause some havoc, especially if it hits multiple members with, the tanks diving. Hit the tanks, get them stunned out for a minute, give yourself space to kite. That'll be a huge disengage potential there.
All right. Well, let's go take a look at some win conditions here. What do you think the win condition is going to be for HVG?
Get grouping as soon as you can.
Well, you say that, but War's comp wants to group too. I think
War, because overall, I think that the grouping combo from HVG, and that's War, that's just their playstyle. That's what they've done all season. Is they push out a lane or something, and then they just roam, and you'll have Guy Fieri roaming bot lane, and then Orianna roams down, and you have like a Galio TP in from Juice Me Daddy up there in the top lane, and then it's you've got 5 versus 2 or 3 in the bot lane, and you're gonna win that fight every time early.
Okay. You do not want to group
it. I will say I think the win condition for HVG is this jungle mid 2-man squad. If they can just run around the map, make some picks, they have a Shen for backup with Stand United if they need it. The Varus Taric, they can kind of just leave them alone. Maybe if Duck Milky Way can join that 2-man squad, that is the Taric Vel'Koz Kayn is a potent combo to just roam around and get some picks. So I think if they do that roaming, make some picks and snowball off that, they can run away with this game.
All right, chat. Well, let us know what you guys are thinking. Get your hashtag war win or hashtag HVG win in the chat. Oh, excuse me. Anyways, let's introduce the teams. In the top lane, you got Akiyut for Hidden Valley Gaming. You also have Urion in the jungle, Panic at the top hat in the mid lane, Super Hoagie, ADC, and then your boy Sal, who changed his name to Duck Milky Way at support.
Yep, and the red side, we have got the We Are a Rhino squad in the top lane. Juice Me Daddy, I'll say his name this game because he made it to semis. In the jungle, it's Guy Fieri. The mid laner is going to be Violet Sociocat. The AD carry is Fudgy Ditters, and his support, Rockin' the Cow, will be Zorbox. You never asked us for predictions, though.
What is your prediction?
This game, War.
War.
That team fight is just too strong.
3-tank team fight. How about you, OP?
Team fight.
I'm actually gonna say HVG for this one.
Interesting.
I just think that their early to mid game is very strong, and with having a Shen there to back up any of those dives can be really good, really beneficial for them. So.
All right. Well, we have pretty similar summoner spells across the board. 2 TPs in the top, obviously smites in the jungle.
They let us see the keystones.
Yeah,
Yay.
we can see keystones now. We have a barrier for Panic at the top hat and a heal for Violet Sociocat. Violet Sociocat's also running Unsealed Spellbook, so you're probably going to see her change her spells at some point in time. Heals and exhaust in the bot lane for both teams.
Yeah, neither bot lane is gonna be looking for too much early fighting. The exhaust makes much more sense for team fights. And also, if we look at stopwatches, with the commencing stopwatch rune being nerfed, we still have 3 on the side of HVG mid ADC support, while just Violet Sosuke is rocking the commencing stopwatch in the mid lane. So we'll see how the teams can play around that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was necessarily a nerf or if it was just making sure you couldn't take both
It was a nerf.
boots and stopwatch at the same time.
It was well, they did nerf the gold you could get from it into building it into another item and selling it. Plus, they put boots in the same tier, and boots and stopwatch are actually very comparable. So it really goes back and forth. So it was definitely a nerf.
We have OPTSM fans saying Zach should have it. I also think Fudgy Ditters might need to have it. Hop into the middle of a fight, do it in the bad spot. Stopwatch.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, magical footwear is also just really good. Having that free boots that's 300 gold you don't need to spend for an item that everyone in the game wants except Cassiopeia.
All right. Well, we're gonna see red side starts from both junglers. As Guy Fury took his red buff, and then Urion has gone straight to from his red to his blue.
Aurelion didn't go to Raptor start on Kayn, incoming flame from OPTSM fan.
Yep, just some early trading here. Nothing too interesting. First dragon spawn is an infernal.
Oh boy, both these teams really want that infernal dragon. I mean, like the triple tank comp, you need that extra damage on your carries, and a Kayn Vel'Koz is going to benefit massively from that. I'm curious whether Aurelion goes Rost or the Shadow Assassin transformation this game. And speaking of Aurelion, he's doing a bit of a loop around, going through the wall for gank in the top lane. The taunt coming in onto Juice Me Daddy, who will have the taunt for himself, taunts up both, but gets the charge block, flash forward, first blood for Aurelion.
That was very well done, coming in from a different angle, and I don't think Juice Me Daddy expected it quite so soon. But got his slash, got the kill. First blood, Urion.
And also very nice block on the Justice Punch for Juice Me Daddy. It goes back slightly before it actually goes forward, and it took him back straight into the Kayn and the Shen. So that actually put him in a worse position than if he had not used that.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think sometimes the best thing is if you're getting ganked, just try and run, because that kind of thing. Ooh.
Yeah, and I think
PMA LCS.
And also he could have actually used the Justice Punch into Aki and Aurelion, because if they walk forward, he gets stopped when he's going back, and actually puts a little bit more distance towards the tower. If they don't, then he goes back into the lane more or less the same amount than if he had just used it the other direction. So just little micro things. But either way, I think we touched on the unusual gank routes Zach can take, but the Kayn can also take those unusual gank routes. I mean, you saw Aurelion take that, yeah.
Doesn't have to worry about jumping over walls, just goes through them.
Just goes through the wall. I thought he would actually just loop all the way around, but once he was at basically the tip of that top wall, he just took it through. He just took it through, and just the tip basically. And that extra move speed got him into the lane faster, and Aki responded instantly. Just very well ganked and well coordinated from HVG.
All right, well, let's look across the map. We have a slight early farm lead for Guy Fieri, but that again is probably because Urion did get his gank top, and it was successful. Pause is oncoming now. Let's see. I don't know what timestamp you guys are at. I'm at 41.
342. 3.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. Yep.
Anyways.
Okay. Well, taunts coming in. Actually, Aki taking
that's a lot of minion
worse end of that trade. Yeah, and a lot of minion damage. Ooh, the Dazzle does not hit.
But anyways, both TPs burned from both top laners. Somebody was just bot side.
Oh, the Guy Fieri's here. Okay,
Is he gonna go? He's going.
He's gonna go on the Hoagie, gonna knock him up with that. Ooh, but the combo flashed away from, still gets pulled back in. The double stun coming in though, and with the hail of aerosol, they should be able to get away. Ruyan here for the backup as well. Gonna start walking through that wall, and they're just gonna be out, and nothing that much coming from that gank. Just a flash from Hoagie.
Oh, they
and
burned.
Exhaust. Milky Way, actually, yeah.
They burned both exhausts, so.
Oh, true. But the extra flash, that's still pretty huge. That means a combo that Hoagie can't flash away from, or an elastic slingshot that he's now stuck in. So this war bot lane has a lot of CC to back up these ganks.
See, Van, they gave him Vel'Koz. Yes, they did. They gave him Vel'Koz and allowed Ali to pick an Orianna into it. Anyways, Duck Milky Way is sitting on a ward right now. I think they know where he is. But that flash blown on Super Hoagie means that Guy Fieri can come back around at another point in time and get another gank off, because Varus is pretty immobile.
I think he's gonna do a topside clear, wait for his bottom side camps to respawn. Yeah, it looks like he's going towards the Krugs right now. Probably gonna get that. Maybe do a back, and then his wolves have already respawned. Grom's gonna be up soon. He can go clear those and then get another bot lane gank going.
Yeah, it looks like there's pings coming out onto the dragon, trying to get that warded up on the side of HVG.
Taunts coming through, and actually, Daddy going back in, and he actually slightly wins out on that trade, even without the aftershock damage.
Yeah, could have stayed closer and probably gotten that aftershock proc off. Guy Fieri now topside.
Yeah, it might have gotten spotted.
Ooh, Elliot's here too.
It would have been really close.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Guy Fieri's just noping out of there. Spots of Ruyan is just like, nope, bye.
Yeah, both the top laners are level 6 now, so
his red buff area got warded, so HVG knows that Guy Fieri is headed bot, and that's going to partially spawn. I mean, the HVG bot lane probably wanted to back anyway with how much gold they're sitting on, 2.1k for Hoagie, but that's going to really incentivize a back from them. And now maybe Guy Fieri can just farm a little bit, get some scuttle control, maybe try to get control around this Infernal Dragon, but he's just starting to go topside to get his red buff. But with that ward still there, they're going to see him again, so now HVG will feel pretty safe. Although now it's a zombie ward, so he knows he's been spotted.
Ooh, Galio though.
Ooh, this is a spicy roam, but spotted because of a pink ward. Does he know he's been okay, he knows he's spotted now.
Anyways.
Yeah, both busts coming up here for HVG, so more than likely I think we'll see Ruyan end up heading towards the bot side, probably trying to get that dragon pressure off there, land a gank somewhere, so that way they can freely take that.
Yeah, actually kind of a slow early game compared to some we've seen in PMA LCS. But oh well, another Shadow Dash gonna miss. And this is okay. We talked about not calling everything a wet noodle fight.
It's a wet noodle fight.
Not quite yet. They actually do damage to each other. It's not quite a wet noodle fight.
I mean, it's more like the minions do damage to them.
Well,
not necessarily they're doing damage
to each other. There's a Tiamat now. That's not a wet
Here comes
noodle.
a gank bot side, though.
Around the flash forward, gonna actually catch Fudgy out of, not quite out of rocket jump. Gonna stun him up. Ruyan walking right into Guy Fieri though. That's a level 6. Just flashes away the teleport coming down from Juice Me Daddy as well. Gonna just force them to back out. But Aki, his TP comes up in just a few seconds, and he has a stand united. So that's gonna be a huge advantage, or global advantage for HVG.
Yeah, so there was 3 flashes burn that fight, both supports, and then Ruyan on that Kane burned his flash to get away as well. So a little bit less engaged here from the bot lanes. Neither one were 6 at the time either, so no chain of corruption from Super Hoagie could come out yet.
Yeah, and actually, with all the CC that can come out of HVG, I'm really looking at Fudgy to keep buffering his rocket jumps properly. While top lane, though, a non-wet noodle fight is happening. It's not a one built a damage item. It's not a wet noodle fight now.
I mean, still.
It's no.
Oh,
Ooh, did not buffer that rocket jump. Chain corruption goes down, gets headbutted away though. Ooh, Zorbox is rooted under tower. Virion going on the Fudgy Ditters, forces out the flash and going. Ooh, one more auto now. Ooh, electrocute damage, killing Fudgy Ditters. Zorbox forced to pop that unbreakable will late and gonna get slow, gonna get CC'd, and there's the double kill for Aruyan. Nicely ganked by them. Oh, okay. The missile axis flank shot and the laser gonna force the flash. Yeah, and that's gonna be. Looks like it's just gonna be a first tower for HVG unless they. Let's see.
I don't know if they can siege that into Violet Sociocat.
But they can get the dragon off this if they go for it quickly.
I mean, Urion's pretty low.
If they go for it.
They are spotted.
They'll have a Taric to tank it up, though.
But Guy Fury could just fly in there.
Guy Fury looks like he's just backing.
Interesting. He could have gone for the hero play.
It would have meant his life, but
I mean, I think
an Inferno for his life is definitely worth it.
I think there's also some nerves factoring in here because, you know, during the season, sure, everybody, you know, is just playing their own game, but you know, it's coming to semifinals, and you know, I know
no one wants to be the one that loses their team a playoff match.
Yeah, so you don't want to just like throw early by, you know, taking too many risks or anything like that. So making the safe play, just letting that go.
Yeah, and actually, Aruyan is now 3-0 on this Kane. Will very, very hurt. Yep. So far, he's killed of his kills. It's 2 on melees with the Galio and Alistar kill, and 1 on the Tristana. So it looks like he'll probably get that Ross transformation earlier, unless I'm massively misunderstanding how that works.
Oh, blue buff going over to Panic at the top hat, as they are. Ooh, that's a TP.
Oh,
Violet Sociocat has exchanged heal for TP.
Yes, she has, which I think is the correct call. It gives her a little more laning pressure, gives her a chance to get back to the lane that little bit earlier. So yeah.
Looks like my internet's being just slightly unstable at the moment, so apologies if it cuts in and out every once in a while.
Is it time to throw a hashtag FirePanda? Well, we can't spam hashtag FireRich since I already got fired.
Ooh.
Hashtag buy a new hamster.
Hashtag buy a new hamster. hashtag fire the current hamster and hire a new one.
You know, if you want to give me the money to hire new hamsters, I will hire new hamsters.
Yeah, basically, and
this is a
Justice
wet noodle
Punch
fight.
coming in. Okay, still not quite. Oh, the Unbreakable Will burn from Zorbox. Alrighty. That was
a little interesting. He decided to use that there.
Bit of a hair trigger on that. I really don't think he needed it. I guess he might have been afraid of Ruyan would be around and able to capitalize on that, even though he was topside.
Like I say, maybe you're just a little nervous, just a little too eager to, you know, thinking, you know, a gank's coming, and but hey, it's a free ultimate burned. It will be back up in not too long, so play safe for a little bit and it'll be back up.
It's a decent cooldown at level 1, but if I may point out, Super Hoki has taken the Biscuit of Everlasting Will, whatever it's called, Mastery, and he has not used one, so he has 4 sitting in his inventory right now, which is kind of a testament to how passive this lane has been.
Yeah, both about even in farm, but Super Hoki does have 2 assists, but that means he has a slight gold lead of about 200. And we see a lane gank from Urion.
Yeah. He can take the worst trade in the world, be down to like 5 health, and he'll still be back up to full in like 2 minutes.
It looks like he's actually going to back right here.
Maybe pick up that Ginsu's. Yep, there it is.
Yep. Yeah. no point in backing if you haven't finished that item because his inventory's full, unless he wants to sell the four biscuits. But I mean, 120 gold, but you'll lose 4 biscuits.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely think that Ginsu's is definitely the way to go with the team count that they have.
Oh, but they're 3-manning bot lane.
Yeah, and the collapse coming down from Aurelion and Panic at the top hat looking at as well. There's things coming out and the TP coming in. Oh, but it's canceled by Juice Me Daddy. Nice heads up play from him. Aurelion gets headbutted into the wall. It's actually going on top lane too as the bot lane fight subsides.
Yeah, but that's a wet noodle fight.
A wet noodle fight is a Malphite, full armor, full Scion and Malphite just whacking at each other doing 1 damage per auto. This is not a wet noodle fight.
Looks pretty wet noodly.
It's only a slightly wet noodle. See, there's kill pressure. That's not a wet noodle fight.
That is,
I
he
was
just
gonna
walked
say-
away. Stop with the wet noodle
Okay,
fight.
a wet noodle fight is when there's no kill pressure whatsoever, when one person can CS and have no fear of even losing more than half his health, or half their health. But 2 people are down that low, that's not a wet noodle fight. Please tell me this cast isn't just going to be us debating the term wet noodle fight. Oh no. I know Guy Fieri has some very strong opinions about this, but he's in game and can't voice those opinions in Twitch chat.
Yeah, we don't care.
Which if you have opinions, voice those opinions in Twitch chat.
Anyways, we're
As
just
long as
seeing.
they don't involve spamming noodles to help Skadoodle.
Anyways, we're just seeing both teams reset right now and get items. Fudgy Jitter's opting for the first buy Shiv, static Shiv, yeah.
Yep,
Interesting.
pretty standard.
Morellonomicons for both mid laners. What is this? Is that a tracking? That is a trackers.
Yes. Okay.
Ooh, Guy Fieri.
Ooh, it's a
Ow.
second Infernal.
Okay. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Once
Yeah.
again, another. Well, they're starting it here.
We're gonna see
Guy
a
Fieri
fight
being
over
chunked
this.
out to half health. Yep, this is gonna be a fight that's gonna brew eventually. But
I don't know.
and
'cause-
with the zoning and the just control over Guy Fieri, flash away from him from the elastic slingshot, and the grand entrance hits no one, and that's just gonna be Fudgy Ditter's melting the Super Hoagie.
That
Valtosia
shot.
does pick one back up onto Milky Way, but just be Daddy going out as well. Super Hoagie does not pick up that second kill. Aku picks it up, but this is just disastrous for War. Didn't even need to go for that dragon in the first place. The double kill coming in for Panic at the top hat. The ace for HVG.
Yeah, that was really good. They were able to pick up the second Infernal before War even tried to get in there, so they had the second Infernal. Shen ult came in, and Panic at the top hat was able to try and put so much poke down before the fight even happened, and so it was an easy cleanup there.
Well, not
And
just
they
that.
might just turned.
I didn't see how Fudgy Ditters died there. Well, I saw how he died, but I have no idea if he got CC'd or anything. Can someone, Obi, how much do you mind checking that?
What am I checking?
How if Fudgy Ditters got CC'd or anything. Also, if there was a shockwave and how many people it hit, because I didn't notice that either.
The shockwave. The shockwave hit the I think Aki and
Okay.
Duck Milky Way.
Yeah, not exact. I mean, being a 2-man shockwave is okay, but like
They didn't
on 2
get.
tanks, not exactly who
yeah.
you want.
Unfortunately for War, they weren't able to get to Panic at the top hat, who was able to get the full channel of the laser off. And Super Hoagie was on the other side of the fight, like kind of down to the river from Panic at the top hat, and just stayed untouched for the most part. So they kind of had to choose one or the other, and they got neither of them, which
Yeah.
really didn't help.
I called it a grand entrance at the time when it's actually a heroic entrance, but that Galio heroic entrance didn't hit anybody. Like, yes, it gave protection to someone, but
It knocked Duck
half-
Milky Way out.
Yeah, so Fudgy Ditters
So
in that
I
fight
don't
just
count it.
basically walked in super deep and then got taunted. Was half health and got taunted
Oh,
just by walking in. Didn't jump in or anything,
Oh.
just basically walked fucking got too far into the middle of the fight.
So some very questionable positioning by him.
Yeah. Which, again, something that HVG was talking about earlier is that Fudgy Ditters is a bit aggressive, and they're going to hope to take advantage of some missed positions. Anyway, so far, your boy Elliot Urion, he's got 100% kill participation so far.
Oh, yeah, he does.
20 minutes in, it's pretty impressive.
No,
Yeah, look at that, Dylan.
Hold up. You know what? You know what I love? How they show the vision scores on the trinket now. Urion has 43 vision score at sub 20 minutes. The next highest is what, 17?
His support,
on
yeah.
Guy Fieri, Violet, and Duck Milky Way. He is getting so much vision for his team, and now Guy Fieri going in on the
Hoagie.
Super Hoagie. Oh, it doesn't flash the wall. Gonna first be forced to burn the stopwatch, but he's gonna be very dead. Fudgy picking a kill back up. And in top lane, no Juice Me that good is still be in the laser, and Akio is tower diving. One more auto panic at the top hat, gonna pick it up. A nice clean-ish dive for HVG.
Yeah.
They're going to get this tower, too.
And to get the tower, and with Urion and Duck Milky Way showing up bottom, they're going to be able to defend that tower. So 2 towers to 0, and the Rift Herald top. They should be able to get this third.
That's forcing the teleport out of Violet Sociocat.
Yeah, it is. Indeed it is. So decently worth it. I mean, I don't know if they get this tower out. If they poke her out, then maybe, but they have no vision, so they're afraid of the all-in. Oh, the Shockwave gonna pull back. They got the top hat. Was that Stand United or was that barrier pop? Actually, that was a barrier, and there's just not quite enough
that was
damage.
a Shen ult there as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That was
Barrier
a
also
Shen ult.
popped, so no kills coming out of that, and we're just a little too far behind. They can't really quite get damage down for these fights.
Yeah, an early 4K gold lead, plus a 9-2 advantage. So 3 kills now on to Panic at the top hat, who also has 3 assists. And then Elliot no longer has perfect kill participation. Poor Elliot.
The next streak is an infernal.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
If HVG
Are
picks
you
that up, that's
kidding
3
me?
infernal drags.
Within the first, 20-ish minutes. Jesus.
God, oh my god.
Bot tower
and
is
Hoagie-
going down soon. Yeah, bot tower.
Hoagie opted to pick up a Wit's End rather than Runan's Hurricane, which you see Varus sometimes building. I don't mind that, because you have
I don't mind it at all.
you have 4 magic damage threats on the side of War, everyone but the Tristana, and if you have a Galio, Alistar, Zac diving you, more and more is always going to help. I'm hoping he goes for the Runans next, just so he can spread that W damage around War in these fights. But
Exactly, and you think
mind the Wit's
as
End.
well, it lowers the magic resist by what is it, 5? Up to 5, so up to 25 magic resist taken away from them.
Well, in the meantime, you want wet noodle fights? Well, nope, because Akiyud is actually just melting Guy Fieri right now in the 1v2. He does not care. Gets the shadow dash off. Guy Fieri's just backing in the and he's just forcing Elastic Slingshot away. Akiyud's just a monster right now. And he's got Panic at the top hat coming for backup. The Q not going to land on the Juice Me Daddy. Oh my god.
Apologies, stream. I have frozen up and now I've finally caught up. So,
Rip.
as Guy Fieri is going to re-engage.
Oh, and gonna force the flash actually from Panic at the top hat, gonna pull him back, but he's gonna get turned into blobs, and Akio melts Valsosa Cat. Actually, well, more Panic melts him, but there's a double kill coming for Akio, taking the credit for that massive laser coming from the Felkaz.
The dragon is here.
Yup, just getting things on both sides of the map. The jungler top lane and dead means Aurelion has an easy smite secure. Yup, picks that up. 3rd Infernal. Poor HVG. Oh my god, they're running away with this game.
And a tower, yeah, they're just spiraling out of control right now. Alright, so if you are War, what do you got to start thinking about just stalling this game? What do you got to do? Fudgy.
Wave clear and hope that Fudgy Ditters doesn't just die like that as Aurelion flashes in, and the heroic entrance actually gonna knock up 3, and they're gonna taunt Aurelion under tower, dives back in, the taunt coming through, and Aurelion does pick up Fudgy Ditters. That's a huge kill onto the ADC. It does not matter that Hoagie is not here because he's taking towers, HVG winning the fights anyways. Panic also pressuring top lane. They just have pressure everywhere right now.
I think you got to start stalling if you're War. You need to slow this game down. It is too much too quickly, but it's kind of hard to see them doing that with 3 Infernal Drakes for HVG.
Fudgy needs to pick up a QSS, needs to get a rapid fire cannon to give him safer wave clear. He has that Shiv already, but if he steps up to auto with the Shiv wave clear and just gets CC'd and killed like that, it's not worth it at all. Orianna also needs to be grouping with this team because she's the main wave clear right now.
We talk about them just needing to wave clear, but as you can see, they were just trying to wave clear, and HVG said, we don't care, and with, Taric ult on there, just dove tower. And we're still able to kill the AD carry while diving tower on 3 people.
Yeah.
So it's to a point where you have to make sure you're just warding things, and if there is any sign that, HVG is going to be walking at you, you just need to run away. Like, let the tower go, it doesn't matter. Like, don't be giving up kills or anything else, because you give up any kills at this point in the game, that's going to be Baron, that's going to be inhibs, that's going to be just game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Fudgy Ditters had stepped just too far and then got taunted by Aki, who just kind of walked in and was like, hey, ADC's is too far out. I'm just going to pump you, and here's my follow-up. So...
Yeah, and Aki's doing a ton of damage right now as well. Like, as you saw earlier, taking on a Galio and a Zac 2v1 and winning.
Yeah. After he built this Titanic Hydra, he's kind of gone straight tank. Does have a Spirit Visage and now has a Chainmail to go along with it, and Merc Boots, so he's not taking a whole lot of damage from anybody.
Yeah, I mean, Fudgy is the ADC who's theoretically supposed to melt tanks, but he has to get QSS, he has to get Rapid Fire Cannon, and then he has to get a Last Whisper. He's so far off from being able to actually do damage to Aki that he can just sit here, just threaten the split push, and then once he gets into fights, he's just unkillable. But Guy Fieri winding up the Elastic Slingshot is gonna go in, gonna not get the Smite Steal. Ruyam gonna secure that Baron, and the kill coming in for Duck Milky Way, actually. Aki doesn't really take damage from this tower, so Baron for HVG, they can just push mid now. They're not bothering the back.
That was so close, because the Baron, I believe, went down to like 200 something health.
Definitely saw a 220 in there, yes.
Yeah, there definitely could have been a steal. I think there was just a lot of CC that ended up going on to Guy Fieri.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually smited. I mean, both smites were kind of late, if both even went off, but...
Quality Eric smites. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to see a 1-3-1 come out right now. They're getting so much pressure on both side lanes.
Panic doesn't even have a TP, but he doesn't care. They're so close anyway. If a fight breaks out, or has no damage, that they can... Panic can just rotate down by blocking.
Yeah, Violet Sosacat has rotated mid.
And he's taken down the top tower because Violet Sosacat isn't matching.
Guy Fieri is engaged.
And in the meantime, yep, Duck Milky Way taking a lot of damage. We'll pop the stopwatch, and the Zac actually gonna just take him back, and the Stand United coming out will save Duck Milky Way. The flank from Panic at the top hat, though. Gonna get knocked up momentarily. No, the stopwatch blocks the heroic entrance knock up, and Ruyam body blocking for Panic at the top hat, letting him go wreck some havoc. Aruyan is unstoppable, picking up a kill on the Zorpox. That's just the one pick for now for HVG. Fudgy Ditters had a weird angle and had the coming back now, but 4v5, Guy Fieri charging up again. Will hit Hoagie, drawing out that Terrical, but Guy Fieri just gets melted for that. Just too far from his team. Too little damage from anyone. That's gonna be so many inhibs going down. Aruyan taking down the top lane inhib as well, and this just might be game for HVG.
Yeah, and with these Baron minions, yes, Galio does have decent wave clear, Orianna has decent wave clear, but with these minions, and they're not ahead by any means in those lanes, it's hard to clear out Baron minions.
I mean, a full tank Galio doesn't really have wave clear, like, yes, Orianna, but there's gonna be a Juice Me Daddy diving in, but even he gets melted. He's the tank. Those no, Fordo, that might be exactly what they need. Orion taking too many tower hits, goes down the Zorpox. Juice Me Daddy does get melted though, and there's some low health bars for HVG. Fudgy Ditters flashes over the E from the Vel'Koz and will get the double kill. No, he gets the damage. Are you kidding me?
What a play! Oh my gosh,
this is dear God. What a flash from Fudgy, but just didn't quite have the damage on the Hoagie. But Duck Milky Way now gonna get melted, gets pulled back. Vile Sociocat picks up a kill, 3 for 2. War will stave off the push for now, but 13k gold down. Who knows for how much longer.
Yeah, Hoagie got a couple flight stacks off on Fudgy Ditters, and then that last Q was able to take him out there.
Ooh, that was so
Very
close.
well done.
If Fudgy had a rapid fire cannon, Hoagie would have been dead. I'll just put that out there.
Anyways,
that was a nice play, all things considered. I'll say that.
yeah, I think if you're HVG, you're still okay with this. You're still up like 13k gold. You have all the inhibitors gone, right? Like, they just have to sit in their base and wave clear now.
Yeah, let's see. Fudgy Ditters is...
It's okay, they got Cloud Drake, the best
while off a rapid fire cannon, actually. It's about 800 gold off of completing that item, so that's gonna be a while. God. Triple inhibs. On the other hand, though, Baron is off the map for a while, so War can be content with that. If they can get all 3 inhibs back up, they might be able to find some picks, find a decent fight. But that is a lot of what ifs when they're this far behind.
See, now you just need to like push out a lane, let the other 2 push in, and then go from there. Like you're so strong. Find picks with the Varus.
They're just gonna brute force it down mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get those picks super easy with Varus ult, and then with the damage that Vel'Koz is doing.
After charging up, will launch himself in, will catch a Ruyan and kidnap him into the tower, but those super minions tanking, Vile Sociocat just gets absolutely destroyed. Ruyan picks up that kill. There's the pick, Chain Corruption coming in, lands onto Fudgy, forces his QSS. Zorbox super low as well, Juice Me Daddy coming in, saving him for now, but no, he does go down, Juice Me Daddy going down as well. 3 picks for HVG, Fudgy is knocked up, should be next, gets stunned, that's some damage down, and will get taken down for dead for HVG. Ruyan taking some fountains, but who cares? Double kill for him, and with that, HVG gonna take the game 1 of the semifinal.
Wow, in 31 minutes, so clean. Aki, no deaths in that whole time.
Oh my god. I mean, once he was able to 1v2, like, did you expect him to die? Not really.
No idea.
Absolutely not.
Anyways, we're going to take a look at some damage numbers real quick before we get set up to go into our next game. We have, look at that damage number for Panic at the top at 24,000.
I have not seen them yet, but it's going to be Panic and Aruyan just dominating it. Actually, Aruyan not dominating it because Hoagie did outdamage him, but yeah, like, oh my god, hold up, math.
Yeah, Shen outdamaged everybody on the other team.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Well, okay, yeah, the Galio had the most damage. Fudgy had some, but like... And
just not enough.
I'm gonna just look at some more stats. 4 towers taken for the Shen. What else? There have to be more pertinent stats here. Yeah, Aruyan finishing the game with 43 wards placed and 83 vision scored. He was warding so much, getting so much vision down. 7 wards destroyed, 6 control wards purchased. That is just that's insane.
Yeah, and the next highest vision score is Panic at the top hat with 52, down 31.
We're not doing individual game MVPs, but if we did game 1 MVP, Aruyan would be mine, no question.
Agreed. That amount of vision control that he gave his team was just redonkulous. 6 control wards purchased. He had so many control. He had the most for his team. Along with Duck Milky Way. So they just had so much control over the map. Damage healed, Duck Milky Way 11,000, but Kane also 11,000. So, anyways, we're gonna get set up for game number 2. Stick around; it'll be a good one. Game number 1 going over to HVG.
Might be able to just keep the stream going.
Oh, you don't want to cut the stream for the VODs?
Do it for the VODs.
Cut it real quick, and then come back in like literally 2 seconds.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Bye.